Well, hello to you. It's the 27th of February 2011 and I think it's week number 12, but I'm starting to lose track of my weeks a little bit. I wanted to bring you my lesson from this week, and I'm here at Wealth Creators University, Shumba's Rest, so you can hear the beautiful game behind. You can see my own private jacuzzi here, and then you've got the campus across the water there. I've had an amazing week, both good and bad. It's been a really challenging week on a mental basis, but it's also been a really powerful week. And I wanted to start off, the biggest thing that I've had this week is the Power Morphing experience. Now, what is the Power Morphing experience? The Power Morphing experience is all about using your mental, internal brain and ultimately programming your mind so that you can manifest internally and ultimately get what you want externally. It's been the most incredible 2 days. We had a full intensive course yesterday with a lot of theory, and I went through some of the lessons that I learned, but it really was a powerful day. And then we finished off last night with a firewalk. Now, I have done a firewalk before, but it's just like public speaking or jumping off a bridge into deep water below. You're nervous every time you do it, and I'm very chuffed to say I set myself a little record last night. I actually did 16 firewalks last night, which really, my feet felt a little bit tender, but I'm very glad to tell you today I've got no blisters. But, today was really where we got into the nuts and bolts, and today was fascinating. You understood the psychology. We did this technique on what you would do if you had limited amount of time left on this planet. It really helped you focus your intentions and know what is most important to you. We then looked at some resistors and what is actually holding you back with your resistors. And we looked at ways and methods of getting rid of those. And I've got some very strong resistors that I realized have been holding me back. And a lot of the excuses for not getting the results were down to one resistor. And I worked on that resistor and I came up with ways to eliminate that resistor, bring it down back to zero. And then what we did is we worked on the power goals, and it's very interesting. You'll actually see on my hand here, I've got my 3 power goals, which you would have remembered from January. It was 120, 50, 85. But we really went into the power goal and we looked at it and we strategized as to how I could do it, and really raised the intent with regards to that power goal. I had to read my power goal 100 times. And that sounds easy, but I tell you, it takes a tremendous amount of focus to get it done, and certainly a lot of intent that I really want to get it achieved. Then you had to come up with a power affirmation, so you had to live in the moment. What would it be like when it was actually done? And I got really creative and wrote this whole long story about how I'm going to look out over the ocean and it'll be amazing when it happens, and I'll jump up and I'll hug my wife and I'll whirl it round, and it went on and on and on with this beautiful creative story. And then Hannes told us to write it 20 times. My hand nearly fell off in the process. But it's such an empowering thing. This week has been a very, very difficult week for me. I don't know, I'm not getting the results that I want. I'm putting in the time and the effort. I'm burning the candle at both ends. I'm not having enough quality time for myself or those that are important to me. I'm working bloody hard, but I'm not getting the results, and I'm starting to get demotivated. There's a couple of people that are really pissing me off, basically. But coming on this course this weekend has really just changed my attitude, filled up my energy again, given me that power that I need. And I'm so looking forward to getting out there and really implementing it and hitting my power goals, which I really look forward to. One of the things that I finished today, which I believe is a great achievement, is I did my 49-day challenge. On the 10th of January, I committed that I would do it each and every day for 49 days. I have done the mental challenge, I've read it, I've done the meditations, I've written my 15 goals each and every single day, and I've diarized on what I'm doing. So I really have. It's been quite an intensive thing, but I've done it every day for 49 days, and today was my last day, and really quite unique that on the same day that we finished or on the Power Morphing course. A couple of other things. I continue with my calls, back to the procrastination webinar that we were on. I've continued my calls. I had 4 meetings this week. I can pretty much safely say that 2 of those 4 meetings will end up in sales. And it's just that system. It's that yellow paper that I spoke about. And now I'm starting to get to see the results. And the beauty with my power goal is that it gives me confidence. I know what I need to do. I've got complete control of the situation. All I've got to do is make sure that I focus and I get it done, and then I will get the results. And that really is quite a powerful affirmation and feeling, and to know that you've got it internally is a wonderful feeling. The other thing I did is I worked on my own website, scottpicken.com. It was up there, but it really was quite atrocious. I'm really wanting to get in and understand this website thing. I'm trying on the CCM. I've got a friend of mine who employs Indian developers himself, and I'm determined to break this Achilles heel. I'm a big believer that the IT and getting IT stuff done quickly and affordably is what is holding me back so dramatically, and I'm going to break it. This month of March, I'm going to get on top of it and have a solution 100%. And that is why I started with my own website, and I was quite chuffed. I managed to pull all 350 YouTube videos in onto my website, so even if it looks pretty crap, scottpicken.com, it's got all my YouTube videos there, so Google will at least like that for traffic, and it can start to build momentum. And then lastly, on Friday I've got an old friend of mine. He's got a company called Reality Check, and he does, you've got these personality profiles where they check you out and it kind of tells you what you are, but he's got something different. He's got what you call a footprint, and what a footprint is, it basically tells you who you are, but more importantly where you are in your life. So what is important to you, and you should be checking it at least once a year. I did it in May 2009, so it's been a bit longer since then. It's an intensive review that you do, and it was very interesting to see what's changed, what my priorities are. In general, I'm pretty much in the same line. My three most important things that are very important to me are ability utilization, that's using my skills. The second one is financial rewards. I want to see the results. I want to see the financial rewards. And then the third one that changed a hell of a lot, and that was freedom of lifestyle. And very ironic that I'm off to Cape Town to go and live on the beach. It's great because it means that I'm going in line. But at the end of the day, we've all got drivers, and you've got to focus on what those drivers are. You've got to know what your drivers are to ultimately enjoy life, to really feel like you're living in that zone of genius, so that you can live a life of abundance, you can have success, and you can have love. And if you've got your drivers, then you can focus on it and you can make it happen. If you don't know what your drivers are, then you might be doing things which are completely against your natural drivers, and then that is basically a recipe for failure, and certainly a recipe for frustration. So ladies and gentlemen, that's really what it is. I stand here very positive on Sunday evening. If I'd done this video on Friday, it would have been a completely different story. I had a really crap week. I sat in traffic for 4.5 hours. I told you I wasn't getting the results, but I'm super pumped. This has been a fantastic week. And for those of you who haven't done the Power Morphing process, please make sure you come down and do it. If you haven't done the Master Key, the 49-day challenge, make a commitment, go out and do it. It really, really is powerful. It's more powerful than anything else. The debt eradication, the CCM. At the end of the day, you've got to get your mental mind right. And the biggest thing that I took away from that whole Master Key, this Power Morphing, and really where I sit at the moment is, and I've said this before, but I've always wanted to take over the world. And what I've realized is that I have to take over the world within first. And once I've done that, I'll be able to manifest and create whatever I want in my life. What do you want? How are you going to do it? How can I help you achieve it? Thank you, and have a fantastic week. Signing off from Shumbas. Cheers.